So we're on the ship going back to Europe. The last time we were on the ship was 1939, going the other direction.
75 years ago.
Yeah.
A trip that saved our lives. Let's get the show on the road.
And look what Sam's doing.
Smaller.
Yeah.
Well, what are you doing on the boat? What's your purpose?
This.
Just to be out here.
This.
Yeah.
We live in the depths of the countryside, never see the water, and at times I dream of this.
And since leaving New York, we've now steamed a total distance of 2,438 nautical miles, and that leaves us 816 nautical miles to go to the pilot station off the Isle of Wight near Southampton. Weather-wise, well, unfortunately, we're unable to hold on to the glorious sunshine of yesterday, and we're back to a normal mid-Atlantic day with cloudy skies and moderate winds. And the winds are 25 knots from the northeast.
Today our weather forecast
So we're on the ship going back to Europe. The last time you were on the ship was 1939, going the other direction.
75 years ago.
Yeah.
The trip that saved our lives. Well, I was an 11-year-old boy. The trip was a real adventure for me. And one thing I've never forgotten is that I saw and ate the first grapefruit in my life on that ship. It made a big impression on me. I never forgot it. Today we're eating another grapefruit for breakfast. My father couldn't speak any English, and my mother spoke fairly well. She learned it in school, and she had a good basis for English. But again, she was a quotation marks fine lady who never worked a day in her life, but she had to change, and she accommodated very well. She became a caterer in America. I remember our arrival in New York Harbor. It was early in the morning, and the ship stopped near the Statue of Liberty. And there I got my first subway ride up to Washington Heights. It was very difficult for my parents to get started. They were going into complete mystery, how to make a living, no idea.
Left everything behind, basically.
Left everything behind.
So, did you have a sense of what was going on in Europe during the war?
Oh, very much so, very much so. As a young boy, this was during World War II, which started in 1939. By the way, 3 months, only 3 months after we left Germany in May 1939, the war started on September 1, 1939. So we really just got out by the skin of our teeth, as they say. As an 11-year-old boy, I don't remember those emotions.
Yeah.
I followed every event very, very closely with the greatest of interest. My cousin Henry Kahn, he was a sergeant in the U.S. Army, and he was my hero, my personal hero, because he was a sergeant in the U.S. Army. So I really looked up to him as our representative of fighting the Germans. My grandfather, Schön, he was arrested and sent to Dachau, which was an internment camp.
Yeah.
And he was there for 4 weeks, and he was severely beaten. I prefer not to think about it. My father, for many, many years, he didn't want to leave Germany because he said, well, this anti-Jewish, anti-Semitism, that'll blow over, it'll be finished. But after Kristallnacht, that changed his view 180%. And in a way, it saved our lives because he said...
180 degrees.
180 degrees, thank you. It saved our lives because he said, we have to get out, we must get out of Germany.
Yeah.
It's impossible to stay here. And he made every effort to get out.
But it doesn't sound like you were scared.
I was scared sometimes of being beaten up by Hitler Youth, young kids who were not yet old enough to be in the army, and they looked for Jewish kids in the street and sort of trapped them, and 3 or 4 or 5 of them beat them up, and I was beaten up once. But then each time I maneuvered to, if I saw a bunch of them walking down the street, I'd turn around and went into a different direction, and they never caught me again. But
You think some of them were on the ship?
I rather doubt it.
Why not?
I think most of them probably became good German soldiers and were killed in the war.
You like to think that, at least. But some of them could be on the ship today.
I better look for them.
If Sam finds them, he'll throw them off the back of the boat. He'll look out the boat. There we are. There you go.
L'chaim with cappuccino and a latte.
What do you think?
So anyway, it's great that you're interviewing me, and now I'm turning the tables on you, and I've got your face in the camera, and stop making funny faces. Okay.
Surprising.
All right, you're being a wise guy now, but that's okay. Anyway, and the same to you.
Papa. How long I've known you, Papa?
57. 57 years. You've known me, or I've known you, or one of the two. Anyway,
A little bit of both.
sounds pretty good.
Pretty nice. It's been a privilege being your son.
Yeah, and thank you very much for coming aboard the Queen Mary 2 with me. It was real nice of you to find the time to do that.
Thank you.
And we'll have to catch Sammy and Catherine and Mom and Janice and get them on this picture before the battery runs out, which is about to do. Okay, goodbye for now, and I love you.
Wise guy. Oh, you're right, it is.
Hey.